Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with the Saskatchewan RCMP Major Crimes Unit investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a man found in Onion Lake. Police responded to a report of an unconscious male located in a camper on Onion Lake Cree Nation in the morning of July 1st. A seriously injured 46-year-old man was found on the scene. The male was transported to Lloydminster Hospital by EMS before being airlifted to a Saskatoon hospital with life-threatening injuries. The man died in the hospital on July 3rd. Police say the man was a victim of an assault and the death continues to be investigated by the RCMP. One of Lloydminster's biggest events of the year is just around the corner. The Lloyd X Fair and Parade will be bringing back its full entertainment and activities for everyone to enjoy. Our Shelby Clark spoke with the association on everything that is planned.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News to talk about a special event coming back here in the border city is Jackie Tolmar with the Lloydminster Exhibition. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Jackie.
Thank you for having me, Shelby.
We're glad to be able to speak with you because, of course, the Lloyd X Fair is going to be coming up here July 13th to the 16th. Now, this is a big thing coming back now. Some more activities will be involved. So I kind of wanted to be able to speak and help get the word out. Now, what's all planned for this year's big event?
Yeah, so we're back in full force with a full-fledged fair again this year, similar to what we've seen in the past. We have our ag shows that are happening. So, you know, being an agriculture association, that is a big component of what we do here. So we have some beef cattle, we have team sorting, team roping, gymkhana, a sheep show that's always really popular. And all the ag events. We have Country Lane, which is a fun little area for the kids to partake in. There's a petting zoo and grain boxes, and we have lots of great sponsors that sponsor that area that just give those kids a look into the agriculture world. We have a great trade show shaping up so that people can get in out of the heat and take in the trade show and maybe find some goodies. And then we have piles and piles of entertainment combined with the Midway. So the Midway is back and traveling, and they will be rolling in here on Sunday to start setting up for next Wednesday's fair. Some of our entertainment highlights are we have the Extreme Dogs coming back. So that is dog agility and diving, and they are super fun. And they were here in 2019, so we're happy to have them back. And we have a kids stage with Ernestine Hadpin. We have a kids pedal tractor pull. Then our big grandstand shows, which everyone loves to see. We start out with Classified. He's a hip hop artist from the East Coast. Then we have Jade Eagleson, who's a country music rising star. And Friday night, we have a band called Took, which is made up of 4 very talented musicians. And if you like music, you make sure to come down Friday to see them. When they're not playing as Took, they are playing for the likes of Shania Twain, Kelly Clarkson, Slash. So they are very talented Canadian boys that form this band Took. And then we wrap it all up with 5440 on the Saturday. And then we wrap up with fireworks. And then I don't know if you want to dive into our new event that we have going on.
Wow. No, it sounds like there's definitely a lot going on for the fair. Glad to hear about all the things that are coming back. You know, a lot of activities for all the families in here in the border city are able to partake in. But yeah, sure. Let's talk about the new event you were just bringing up.
Yeah, so we partnered with a couple great sponsors to bring Running with the Bulls. So this is an event that will happen out in front of the grandstand at 1:00 on the Saturday. And one lucky contestant will win $1,500. So anyone can enter. This isn't just for, cowboys. This is a running event that if you're agile or brave enough or crazy enough, you can enter for $25 and maybe walk away with $1,500 and bragging rights to be the first Running with the Bulls winner.
That is a huge event. That sounds so scary. I personally don't think I'd be able to do it, but I'm sure we got a lot of cowboys and other people here in the border city that are probably going to try that out.
I hope so. I hope so. The entries are coming in. So we're limiting it to 75 spots. So if anyone does want to enter, make sure you come down and see us. Oh, and I forgot to mention the parade. So the parade kicks off the fair on the Wednesday. So if anyone hasn't got the parade entries in, get them in real quick. We are already, I think, up to 60 or so floats. So it's going to be a really big parade this year. And lots and lots of horse entries, which is great to see. And we are just really looking forward to it.
Yes, the parade. Of course, all of us here are really excited to be able to see this parade and all the floats. You're saying it's about 60 floats so far. So really excited to see what everyone comes up with and all the businesses and everyone that's going to be involved. I think it's going to be real big for this year. Now, will there be a sneak a peek night event for this year? I know this has been done in the past, the Tuesday night beforehand. So I wanted to check and see if there will be a sneak a peek night for this year's event.
Yeah, no sneak a peek night. We're just going to work on finishing touches at the fair on the Tuesday night, making sure that we're just in great shape to welcome everyone on the Wednesday.
Perfect. Yeah, no problem. Just wanted to double check on that one. And is there anything else for people that wanted to kind of help out? Was there any help that was going to be needed for this fair as it's coming up here? If there's any places online or anything that people can look to volunteer for this event?
Yeah, we're still looking for some help in some areas. So definitely give us a call and or come down and see us in person. And we can, we have some paid positions still available, some volunteer positions still available. So we would definitely take any help that's needed. This is a community fair. We want to make sure that it's good for Lloydminster. And so as much as Lloydminster we can get involved, we will.
Oh, perfect. And for people, of course, you were saying like looking online and just wanting to know more about the fair in case they don't watch this and hear about all the great activities. Where can they look online just to find some more information and be prepared for when it's coming up?
Yep, just on our website, lloydx.com. And two things I forgot to mention that just popped in my head is Babs Gaming is going to be on site doing an online or the in-person arcade and gaming station. They're going to be located in the Nissan Hall. So that's going to be a really popular event. And then also in our Bex and Construction Prairie Rooms is going to be our Create It competition. So if you're crafty or you paint or you bake or you cook and you want to enter their bench show, make sure you get those entries in because they're already filling up and we're looking forward to a good show.
Awesome, Jackie. Well, that right there proves that I was happy we were able to speak on this and help get the word out since there's so much big activities and lots going on for this fair for this year. So once again, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Jackie.
Thank you, Shelby.
The Lloydminster Public Library has some exciting activities planned for the month of July. The activities are designed to inspire reading and encourage children's imagination. Our Sarah Baker spoke with Amanda Stremick to get more information about the program.
I am pleased to welcome today Amanda Stremick. Thank you so much for joining me today to talk about the library Summer Shine program. Obviously, it's very important to encourage young children to read, and this program's all about that since the age group is ages 4 through 10. Why do you think it is important to encourage reading for young children?
Literacy helps you in so many ways. I don't think there is anything in life going forward that literacy cannot benefit a person. So I think it's really important to cultivate those skills early because it can show so much growth and you learn so much through literacy. It's not just like for leisure, it's for growing and learning just all kinds of skills in life. And discovering yourself, right?
How long is the program running for?
Shine Lloydminster program, the summer series that they're doing is for July. It's Tuesday mornings at 10:30 and it runs for about an hour. And I think they're allowing kids ages 4 to 10 are welcome to the program. But she will accommodate if a child comes in that's a little bit older or younger for the program.
How many kids typically attend the program, and do kids who don't attend one session, can they attend a later session?
The programs are designed so that you don't, like if you don't go to every single one, that's kind of okay. They're more like standalone programs. And as for the amount of kids that show up, it's usually, I think we had about 10, maybe a little bit more than that. It was quite full.
Is there a specific book that's read each time or different books every time?
It'll be a different book every time. Each program will be a different sort of theme. And from there, the story that's picked will kind of revolve around whatever that program's lesson is going to be about.
Can you talk a bit more about some of the themes that the library is doing this year with the program?
The summer reading program as a whole is going to be, it's all revolving around the theme of Once Upon a Time, myths and legends. Now I know that the program that's being done with Shine Lloydminster is loosely following that theme as well. But we try to just do things sort of following that theme. So this year we're focusing a lot on like magical creatures, imagination, adventure, things like that, as well as like mindfulness and self-confidence, skills that will be really important later in life.
Today was the first sort of day for the program this month. What book was read today?
Today, I believe she was reading Mindful Mr. Sloth.
Well, what was the theme for today?
Today was mindfulness, sloths, nature, and the five senses is what she was covering today. But I know tomorrow and on Thursday, we'll be talking all about dragons.
What do you hope the children gain from the program this month?
Just really embracing their imaginations and, you know, not letting anyone tramp that down on them. Like, let their imagination soar. I really want them to tell me what they're thinking and what they can come up with. And it's amazing what kids can think of for like solutions or what they want to do or what's interesting, because it's stuff that we may not think of right away. And it's just fascinating. I really like that.
So what else would you like people to sort of know about, like parents who might be interested in having their kids go to the program? What would you like people to know?
We have 3 different programs running this year. I mentioned the Shine program on Tuesday mornings from 10:30 to 11:30 for ages 4 to 10. We also have a program Wednesday afternoons that takes place at 2 p.m. and runs again for an hour, so from 2 to 3. It's more of an all ages program, like encouraged with family, so moms and dads and their kids or grandparents or caregivers can come in with their kids and take part in like a fun for all ages craft. And then we have our preschool story time that runs Thursday mornings from 10:30 to 11:30. Now that one is more for the quite young age, like 2 to 5. But again, it's got stories, songs, a fun, easy craft for the preschool level there. And then I guess for registration, like, or any other detailed information, they can always go to our website and register there and check out what's happening each week for our programs. They can also email us or phone us at the library to register as well in advance if they really want to secure a spot.
Thank you so much for joining me again today to talk a bit more on the Summer Shine program. It does sound like it's going to be great.
Thank you so much.
And now our Shelby Clark will tell us how much rain we're going to continue to see in our first weather report of the night.
Thank you so much, Adel. Yes, taking a first look at your weather forecast here in the border city, we are sitting at 15 degrees right now, so we are seeing a much cooler day than we did expect to see this yesterday. When we were looking, we are seeing that precipitation starting up as well here in the border city. So we haven't been seeing too much sun throughout the day. We also do have a tornado watch in effect right now for here and for some surrounding areas as well that it will get into right now as we look at temperatures across the region. And on the Alberta side, we are seeing those double digits, but definitely looking a lot cooler than what we were seeing yesterday. Seeing most spots with around 15, 16 degrees, even some seeing 13 with St. Paul, Lac-La-Biche, and over in Edmonton. As we go a little bit lower, Wainwright and Provost are at 14, 17. And for Vermilion, Wainwright, here in the border city in Provost, we all are seeing that tornado watch in effect, and Provost does have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect. So please be safe out there and keep keep watch on Environment Canada. We'll keep you updated. Switching now over to our Saskatchewan side, they are seeing some double-digit temperatures, slightly warmer than what we are looking at on the Alberta side. For the Saskatchewan side, most spots are seeing 16, 17 degrees. Up in Isle of Cross, they are slightly warmer at 21 degrees. As we will go a little bit lower, Maidstone is the coolest with 14, and Macklin is seeing slightly warmer at 20 degrees. And for North Battleford, from that 16 mark, they will be going down to a low of 12 for their evening low. So we are seeing some nice warm temperatures for our evening low temps. We aren't cooling down too much from what we are sitting at, although we will be seeing that precipitation, and for North Battleford, seeing that thunderstorm warning as well continuing on. Then tomorrow they will be at 20, and they will be seeing a gloomier day as well. Cold Lake will be going down to a low of 12, seeing that nice temperature, seeing that precipitation continue on for their gloomier conditions. Then they will be seeing 22 tomorrow with a mixture of some sun and clouds. So Cold Lake will be seeing a nice, beautiful day for tomorrow. For us in the border city, we're going to be seeing still that gloominess continue on, unfortunately. We will see that continue tomorrow at 20, so we will warm up, but don't be so sad seeing that wet conditions continue on, because we will be seeing a lot more precipitation coming up this week, so Adel wasn't too far off. And now looking at one of your nice photo submissions, thank you to everyone that submitted some nice weather photos to our Facebook page. You can continue to do so. I will use them on my weather segments. This is from Krista. Thank you so much of this beautiful shot of Kid Scotty with that sun setting down there. I love to see the colors in the sky. And that's all I got for now. We'll have more coming up after the break.
A local gymnastics club had the chance to compete at the highest level in Canada this past weekend. 24 athletes from Explosion Gymnastics were a part of the 2022 Canada Gymnastria in Edmonton from June 30th to July 5th, which saw the club taking part in opening ceremonies. Explosion Gymnastics did so well that they have qualified to represent Team Canada at World Gymnastria this next summer, something that caught the athletes rather by surprise.
They loved our routine. They didn't want us to change almost anything at all, which was super cool because they said, again, like we were very different from what everywhere else was, which I think was kind of cool because we never did it before. So we just went in with what we had.
The 2023 World Gymnastrata will be taking place in Amsterdam, Netherlands from July 30th to August 5th. And now I will throw it over to the lovely Shelby Clark, who will give us an extended look at our weather.
Wow, that was so kind of you, Adel. Thank you so much again. Yes, taking an extended look at your weather forecast, we will be looking at our central zone of our provinces here at Alberta and Saskatchewan. And on the Alberta side, we are still seeing some slightly cooler temperatures. Most spots sitting at like around 13, 14 degrees. Over in Jasper and Red Deer, they are seeing the slightly warmer at 17. Rocky Mountain House is right in the middle there with Cold Lake at 16 degrees. As we go over to our Saskatchewan side, they are still looking slightly cooler as well, but looking a little bit warmer compared to our Alberta side here, with most spots seeing now 16 and 17 over on the Saskatchewan side. Meadow Lake, Prince Albert, and Melfort all seeing that 17 mark, in North Battleford and Saskatoon matching with Cold Lake. Now switching over to our northern zone, they are still kind of continuing that nice warm streak on the Saskatchewan side, especially here. Up in Uranium City and Stony Rapids, they are at 23, 24. So you go a little bit lower. La Ronge and Flin Flon are at 20 and 22 degrees. And over in South End, they are at 21. So they are seeing past that 20 point, which they are seeing some warmer conditions. And over in Wolston Lake, they are at 18, while both La Loche and Buffalo Narrows are now at 16. Switching now back to our Alberta side here, they're not looking too bad temperature-wise, especially Peace River is looking slightly cooler compared to the rest with that 16 mark. So go a little bit lower with Grand Prairie and Slave Lake. They are just hitting 20 degrees. And if we go a little bit higher up there, they are warming up from there. 24 with Fort McMurray and Fort Chipewyan, and high level is beating out the rest there at 26. Now going over to our southern zone, they are slightly warming up than what they were looking at earlier up this week. 22 and 24 for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. Calgary and Coronation both at 20 degrees. And over in Banff, they are seeing slightly cooler at that 15 mark. Switching now over to our Saskatchewan side once again, they aren't looking too bad. Yorkton is probably seeing the coolest with 16 degrees. Kindersley and Regina matching there with around 18, 19, and the rest are slightly warmer there with 20 and 22 in the rest of the spots over on the Saskatchewan side. But as we go back across the region to seeing what we will expect throughout our evening and throughout the night, most spots will be seeing some pretty rough
condition-wise. We are going to be seeing some nice temperatures, although, because we are seeing those double digits continue on once again for our evening lows. As you can see, most spots will be expecting to look at a low of 12 degrees for their evening. Paradise Hill, Provost, and Meadow Lake will be seeing that low of 11. And as I was saying before, Provost still has that severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now, while over here in the border city as well as Vermilion, Vegreville, we are seeing that tornado watch still in effect. So please watch out for that throughout the evening and throughout the night. And Wainwright will be seeing the warmest there with a low of 13 throughout their evening, but we will be seeing a lot more wet conditions continue on. Now, looking at our 3-day forecast for here in the border city, we will be seeing that rain continue tomorrow at 20 degrees. So although we'll warm up, we will be seeing some gloomier days ahead, unfortunately. Thursday will warm up to 22, seeing a mixture of some sun and cloud, although we'll be seeing a little bit more rainfall starting off in the morning. Then Friday, get ready, because we're going to be seeing a nice, beautiful kind of temperature there at 25, although we will be seeing some precipitation and seeing that high chance of a thunderstorm. So get ready, because storm season is slowly moving in here in the border city, so just be prepared. That's all I got for now. Our Adel Ahmed will have more news coming up after the break.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined once again with Nicole from the Border Paws Animal Shelter. Nicole, how's everything going over there this week?
It's going really good, getting a lot of adoptions out, so that's really nice to see.
Well, that's really good to hear, really good to hear. And speaking of adoptions, we have a very special guest who's currently up for adoption, so I'll let you go ahead and introduce her.
Alrighty, so this is Peach Pie. She's one of our longest residents. She's a 2-year-old domestic short hair, and she's actually been in our shelter for 88 days. So we'd really love to find this sweetheart a good home. She's good with other cats, good with kids. I feel like she doesn't mind dogs all that much. So I think she'd make a great addition to any home.
Yeah, she certainly looks like a very sweet cat, just loves the scritches. She's been behaving the whole time we've been chatting and like even off camera, so definitely looks like a sweetheart. And like you said, she's been there for a little while, so you know what, if you're in the market for a cat, maybe stop by, say hi to Peach Pie. I bet you would love her. I bet she'd be a perfect fit for your home. Beautiful. So we have something exciting coming up next week that we're actually both involved in. So that's the big parade. So I'll just let you kind of talk about your involvement a little bit, Nicole. You can tease it because it is going to be an exciting event. We'll be broadcasting it, so make sure to tune in. If you can't make it there in person, if you can make it there in person, it's obviously much better in person, but if you can't, make sure to tune into our broadcast. So Nicole, obviously you guys will be there, so what can people look forward to?
So we're going to have a big float again this year, and be handing out some candy, hopefully have some animals there. We're pretty excited. One of our longtime supporters, she's going to be setting it all up for us. We'd love to give her a thank you. Thank you, Shirley, for all you do. So yeah, we're just going to be there with some animals for the kids to pet and be throwing out some candy. Excited to see everybody's floats.
Perfect. So once again, everybody, it's going to be great. Happens every year. It's always a fun time. Make sure to bring out the kids. Like you mentioned, Nicole, tons of candy. Make sure to bring a little bag because there will be lots of candy being thrown out. There always is. I even make sure to go pick up a little bit when, when I'm outside during the coverage. So perfect. All right. And there is another upcoming event that you guys have, and we don't want to give away too many details yet, but we'll kind of tease it a little bit. And so it's a pick a flower event. So once again, I'll let you just kind of, give people a little bit of a preview.
So yeah, we don't know the dates just yet, but we'll be making the announcement next week when the official week is. But we will be running a week-long event where you can come and pick a flower from a bouquet, and it's going to have a discount price on it, anywhere from 10, 15, 20, up to 50% off finding your new fur baby. So yeah, we're kind of looking forward to that. Like I said, we don't have the date exactly, but next week we'll definitely be announcing that.
Perfect. So if you're interested in that at all, make sure you're following the Border Paws Animal Shelter on their socials, Facebook, on Instagram. They're currently, I believe you guys are still under the Lloydminster SPCA banner. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and just for ease of use, just so that, you know, people who are used to looking it up under that name can still find it, make sure you go and follow them now so you can follow this event and any more upcoming ones in the near future. Like I said, you're definitely going to want to keep posted on the SPCA's activities so that you can go out and see cute animals like Peach Pie when they have events like this. So, wonderful. And real quick before we go, I always like to mention, you know, if you guys are looking for any physical item donations, and we had discussed last week, you know, you guys were looking for blankets and cleaning supplies, and it sounds to me like that's still the, you know, the hot button item this week. Is that correct, Nicole?
Yes, it is. So we actually have a mom dog, and she's about to give birth to at least 11 puppies, possibly more. So we're going to be going through the cleaner and blankets like crazy. So any kind of donation could definitely help towards that.
There you go, and I mentioned it last week, but you know, they don't have to be brand new blankets. You don't got to go buy a whole bunch of them. If you know you have a, you know, a linen closet at home, has a bunch of old blankets in it, maybe you take them out, you drop them off at the SPCA, and those puppies would love them, keep them nice and warm and dry. So that's unfortunately all the time we have this week, but I want to thank you for stopping by, Nicole. Peach Pie, I want to thank you for being such a sweetheart and behaving the entire time. So thank you both, and we'll speak with you again next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Pet Project is sponsored by the Pet Pad. For total pet care, think Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Garrett, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon on PTLN. It is an absolute pleasure to get you on today. Now, we're going to be talking about your new debut solo single, Leaving You, here pretty soon. But first off, I've had the pleasure of getting to know you over the last several years. But for people who are not too familiar with you, tell us a bit about yourself and your musical background. You have played here quite a bit in the Midwest, so a lot of people do know who you are. But give us an insight. Who is Garrett Gregory?
So I guess I was born and raised in Hanna, Alberta. I actually still live in Hanna, Alberta. So rural roots. I grew up playing rock music, actually. It was my first band. We started back when we were 14. We played a whole bunch of rock music. And actually the first show or first couple shows we did, there was a few people there. People liked it and everything. But we had a couple friends that were like, hey, we're in Alberta. Why don't you play some country music? And I was like, okay, so we learned a couple of country songs. We did some Dwight Yoakam and stuff, and we played it. And sure enough, people showed up to our shows. People loved it. So got into country music and started listening to that. Really loved it. And yeah, so been playing country music since then, and finally got to release my single. And it's going to be on an album here pretty quick. So yeah, that's pretty much who I am. Small town boy, and just doing what I can to play music.
Ooh, the sounds of an album. I love that. Now, which country song got you absolutely hooked on the genre? Do you remember?
Yeah, actually I do. My biggest thing at the time was Dallas Smith, actually. So his first album, his debut country album came out, and I was like, holy man, this reminds me of Default. And I love Default. They were like my go-to jam. I remember the first time we saw Default was at Cowboys. I was just 18. And we went to Cowboys in Calgary and watched them. And it was one of my favorite shows. And then he went to country music, and I started listening to him. I'm like, man, it sounds like Default, but with just a little bit of a country spin on it. I'm like, I love this stuff. I could do this stuff. So that kind of got me into it. And that's kind of what I modeled my country music after. I'm like, I want it to be rock and roll, but with a bit of country in there. So that's pretty much what I did.
And that's kind of what you did too. You went from rock into country, and you did it so seamlessly from the sounds of it. And now I haven't seen one of your shows yet, but from what I've heard and what people have told me is that you really bring a show to remember. I've heard this from quite a few people, so I'm excited to see you in concert. Now, your goal is to provide people with a great time while doing what you love. And yeah, I am so excited to see one of your shows these days. But where are you going to be playing this summer? What are your plans?
Oh God, we have a lot of shows. So we're headlining the Ponoka Stampede on July 2nd. We get to play right after the PBR there. We are doing Nashville North from July 8th to the 10th. We'll be opening up for a couple good acts there. It's going to be amazing. And then we're doing Ranchman's on the 15th and 16th, and then a whole bunch of other festivals. We've got Flats Festival in August, and Winfield Rodeo, plus a couple other little ones I can't really announce yet, but they're pretty big shows and they're going to be a lot of fun.
That is so exciting. I have heard that your shows are dynamic, captivating, theatrical, and people got to head out there. So, of course, with those shows, you can't announce just yet. I know people are going to want to know when you're going to be going to them and where you're going to be playing. So, where can everybody find more details about you? We're going to talk about that before we talk about your debut single.
Absolutely. So either on my Facebook, Instagram, all the socials, I post on all that. If we're doing shows, I always kind of share them and get those posters out there. Plus, I do have a website, garrettgregory.com, which I update now frequently. The only thing I don't have on it right now is merchandise and stuff like that, but I'm getting that figured. But yeah, it's got all the dates on it as well. So yeah, any socials or the website.
That's perfect. Now, you have developed a very extensive repertoire of cover songs of all genres, as we kind of just discussed, from like Merle Haggard to Eric Church, the Rolling Stones, to Jimmy Eat World. Heck yes. But now you've added another original to your set list. And I say another original because you did come out with a song earlier this year with another artist, Dwight Embro, called Take Me Home. But now you have a debut solo song, Leavin' You. And I love this song. And I know that anybody who hasn't heard it yet, they're going to love it too. So how does it feel to release your first song to the world, and tell us a bit about the song?
It's honestly, it is so overwhelming and so nerve-wracking, but at the same time, so exciting. So I loved it. It's great to be able to finally actually release a song that I wrote by myself and be able to basically show them who I am and, pour your soul out. So nervous though, so nervous. I was like shaking the day it came out. So, because I was always like, oh my God, how's it going to do? Is it going to do okay? Oh, there's only like 10 listens right now. What am I going to do? But anyway, so it was a little stressful, a little nerve wracking for sure, but it's just great being able to put that out. The song originally I wrote, about an ex. I don't want to get into details on who it is, cause probably not going to be happy, but, it was about an ex that basically made me choose between either being with her or pursuing my music career. So as we all know, ultimatums in relationships don't really work. So I had a song to write about it, and that's pretty much how it went down.
Well, it's a fantastic song. And of course, everybody can get your music wherever they buy, download, or stream your songs right now. Now, Garrett, those are all the questions that I have for you this afternoon, but is there anything else you want to mention or talk about today?
No, thank you for having me on the air. I really appreciate it. Honestly, it's just a great thing to be able to actually talk to someone about the music and have people like you supporting us. It's great to have people supporting these indie artists. So
it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Garrett.
Thank you.
And off, we're taking a quick look at your 7-day forecast. We will be seeing that gloomy day tomorrow at 20 with some precipitation. Seeing that 22 on Thursday with a mixture of some sun and cloud. Friday we'll see 25, so a nice warm day Friday. Unfortunately, seeing that thunderstorm for that day and Saturday. So get ready for some storm season coming up here in the border city. Unfortunately, watch out for that on Environment Canada. Then next week we will be seeing those warm temperatures continue on next Monday and Tuesday.
Thank you, Shelby, for that, and thank you all for tuning in. Stick with us for our 6 o'clock newscast coming up next.